Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a general collective reading, meaning that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. We'll begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups represents, the cups represent love, and the Queen of Cups is the epitome of maternal love. So she is holding her cup in her lap, and it's almost like a trophy. It has a lid on it because it is implying that she is a container of unconditional love. This is the queen that's most likely to be in a traditional marriage relationship. And this sometimes can represent the energy of your maternal line, your mother, your mother's mother, and down the line. We have the King of Cups. So when the King and Queen of Cups come out together, this could be a couple. And the King of Cups is the most emotionally available king out of all the kings in the deck. He is very steady when it comes to matters of love. As you can see, he's out in the middle of all this water, and it's turbulent water, which represents volatile emotions and a chaotic situation. He's waiting for the perfect time to deliver his cup of love, and he will wait until until he feels that the time is right, that the person he's offering it to will accept it. He has his right foot forward, so he's ready to go. As soon as he's ready, he'll get up and take action. So this could be a couple, and it could be, or someone that he wants to offer his cup of love to, and make a proposal. There's judgment being called. So this could be his judgment, but it's coming from the spiritual realm. So the judgment always comes from the spiritual realm first, and then comes down to earth. And so he is, this could be a judgment being made about the King of Cups or about the Queen of Cups, or it could be something totally different. The ancestors are literally coming out of their boxes. They're so excited that this judgment is being called. So that implies, that might be why we when the energy came out for the underlying energy, that it's regarding, it could even be the King of Cups maternal line. As well as someone that he wants to, like this could be his mother or his mother's, grandmother, great-grandmother, etc. And perhaps there's some sort of judgment being called that they've been waiting on the other side for this to happen. And they're all excited. They're literally coming out of their boxes. Sometimes this represents an energy of skeletons coming out of the closet. Or it can be like Pandora's box being opened. The descendants are waving from the other side. Okay, so now there's a soulmate energy coming in. So I feel that there's an energy here involving the King of Cups maternal line. And so this is his mother, his mother's mother, that down the line. There's some sort of judgment being called. And he is, it seems to be something to do with them. In the meantime, we do have the soulmate card coming in. So this is representing the Two of Cups, represents soulmates connecting that have been, it's a soul connection, meaning that there was a contract that they would connect at some point in their lives in this time on the earth. And this energy is talking about someone who is divinely guided to you and you to them, because you will empower each other to be on your destined path and complete your mission, whatever that was when you were coming down to earth. The angel here also represents what I call the HSN, the higher self network, your ability to communicate with source energy. And this is also the Hermes symbol, and which represents the energy of Mercury. So the planet Mercury is all about communication, and as you can see, these two are closely, like, very connected to each other. This represents a balance that each of them has in their masculine and feminine energy. So they're coming together not because they need a masculine or feminine energy in their life, but because it will empower them to carry out what they came to Earth to carry out, and they'll have more fun doing it. This doesn't always represent a romantic couple, but most of the time it does. We have the illusions of the moon coming in. So right now, I feel this is talking about 2 astrological events, or 3 actually, because we have Mercury right now is in retrograde. I'm doing this reading. It will come out on the 6th of March. And so Mercury went retrograde on the 26th. So that was about a week ago, basically, a little over a week ago. And so when Mercury goes retrograde, sometimes communication goes awry, and it can cause technical energy to go haywire a little bit. And so and it also can bring in past energies. So this soulmate could be someone that you've known from your past, but you've never been with them, that kind of energy. Like maybe you met them, but you never dated them, kind of energy, or you dated them, but it never amounted to a relationship. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. And so we also have the moon energy coming in. We just had a full moon on the 3rd of March, and this will be out on the 6th. So this full moon is a very powerful full moon, and we're still feeling it intensely. You may have noticed this because this full moon is in the sign of Virgo, and Virgo is about is also ruled by Mercury. So this is there's some sort of connection, some communication here that's very intense. And this energy is, the Virgo moon is wanting you to get your domestic life in order so that it supports your work life. So it's sort of saying you need someone in your life that's a good companion, someone that you can count on, and then someone you can have fun with, working with, and that will empower you to move forward. The Virgo energy is opposed by the Pisces energy. So Pisces, meaning that right now we are in the sign of Pisces, and the Pisces energy is contradicting. Oh, that's my little cat Stella. She's come to join us for the reading. So the energy of Pisces is that's the sun shining a light on the Virgo energy from the moon. So any hidden illusions, any secrets are coming out. And this energy is really intense with this full moon because this is a blood moon. There happened to be an eclipse at this time of the moon, and this is a lunar eclipse. So what has happened is the light from the sun is shining directly on the moon, and it turns it a blood red color. And this energy is extremely powerful for for the illusions being the secrets coming out, and anything that has been stopping you from moving forward, that you start to see it. We had an eclipse also on the 17th of February, just a couple of weeks ago, and that one was a solar eclipse, and it was a partial eclipse. And that one was more like the sun's energy was not as strong as the moon's for a short time. So for the last 2 weeks, you may have been finding like that you're trying to find out, like you feel like your intuition's trying to tell you something. There's something coming up. You can feel it percolating in the energy. And this card represents at the time of the full moon, it's really important to come out of the emotional waters and realize that you probably are feeling a lot of your emotions very intensely at this time. The full moon causes that energy for at least 3 days before and after, and especially during eclipse, it can really have a significant effect. So this lobster is climbing out of the emotional waters and wanting to get on its destined path. And somehow it's got to be brave enough to crawl through the domestic dog and the wolf, who are both howling at the moon, and not get distracted, and not get, just sneak by them, basically, staying on their path. These two pillars represent staying in between these two pillars to go on your destined path, and not being distracted by outside influences to take you off your journey. We have the World coming in. So this is saying that there's some sort of, I can feel it. It's an intense energy coming in regarding this cup of love that the king wants to offer to a soulmate. I feel like this may represent the familial line, and not necessarily the person he wants to offer the cup to, but saying that this is what he wants to do. And so this is going to change his world. And I feel like if you think about the king being in charge of the kingdom, this is going to have a significant effect on everyone around him, that when this soulmate comes in. And the World card is the last card in the major arcana. So the Fool starts out on his journey at the 0 point, and this is the last card. And so this represents that a goal has been achieved. So on some level, I feel perhaps the king has met this soulmate, or he's already he is intending to give this cup. He's made that decision, and he's waiting for the perfect time to do so. So this is because this card represents an achievement that's been made, a goal that has been set, and that it's going to be a significant change in your life. The end of one cycle and the beginning of another. And look at, here we have the cup of love coming in. So this is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is about new love, something new coming in. So whatever the illusions or the energy around him, the reasons why he's held back, those are over now, and he's ready to offer this cup of love. And we have, okay, so there's some regret here in the past is what's coming up here. So what's this regret about? This is talking about at some point, this is representing these 3 cups have spilt on the ground. And in these cups, there's 2 cups with wine in them, and then there's a 3rd cup here. This is a divine gift from the universe and from God, saying that this cup of love is overflowing. And maybe it has been offered in the past and he turned it down, and he has a lot of regret about that. He chose someone else, it looks like. And so now he is staring at this, and perhaps he's getting a second chance because of this eclipse energy. He's closed out this cycle, and it looks like he's starting another. So there's 2 cups standing here, which would represent a couple. And it may be, yeah, I feel like this isn't representing the soulmate energy. This is representing who he has been with up till this point, or at some point to this point. And perhaps he chose this person over the soulmate in the past, a while back. And that's why they never were ever a couple. And now there's these 2 cups standing behind him, and he is, the best thing he can do is let go of this remorse and this regret. And perhaps he feels like there's no chance after what's happened that he'll ever have an opportunity with this person again. But the best thing he can do is turn around and notice these 2 cups that are standing, that are still full, and pick those up and appreciate them. Like, be grateful that, hey, look at these 2 cups are still standing. This means that I'm going to have an opportunity to be with my soulmate, a second. I feel like this is a second chance. So he could pick these up, go down the path, cross over the bridge over troubled water, and go back to his castle. He feels like his castle is half full and half empty. It's sort of like representing the energy of a cup being half full and half empty. So he has to either look at this as you know, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? He could stand here for the rest of his life in regret, or he could take a move forward to try and rectify the situation. This is talking about, and the wands are the element of fire, and they're talking about actions taken or not taken by you. You know, these are seeds that you've planted in the past that have grown into wands now. And they're your harvest, basically. And so some of these could be really amazing and they turned out really well, and others not so well. Sometimes we're carrying burdens of other people. And so this person is like, this is a heavy load right now for him. And so this energy is this is the perfect time to put down, especially at this eclipse, to put down any heavy load that is not, or any burdens that don't belong to him, and lay them at the feet of the people who they do belong to. Carry the ones, just drop them on the ground there, and the people who own them will have to come and get them themselves. And it's their burden, so they'll have to pick it up if he puts it down. And then this is talking about, he's so close to his castle here, like he's just like so close to having what he wants, but he can't see it. You know, this is that energy of not being able to see the forest due to the trees. And this is talking about being so totally enmeshed in the details that you can't see the big picture. So this is saying, do not quit now, keep going. Like he's almost home. And some of these wands are full of harvest, like they're heavy from the fruit of his labor. And then we have the energy of the shift disturber. The energy of the shift disturber has been coming in a lot in my readings lately, and I feel this is because of all the energy that's on the planet right now. As I do this reading, we have the energy of the files that came out. We have, and all that implies, we just had the President of the United States, or former President of the United States of America, and his wife, grilled with questions regarding those files. And, you know, this energy is just like, okay, one more, it's just one more thing to watch. At the same time, we have United States is in a war with Iran, with Israel. And also we have all this energy of just this darkness, this like what is going on in the planet right now. It just feels, the energy on the planet is very heavy when we start looking at like all the systems seem to be crumbling. Like in Europe, the files have caused like the monarchy there to be very troubled right now. There's a lot of information coming in regarding the monarchy in the UK, and for the first time in 300 years, a member of the royal family has been arrested. And so it's just, everything's out of kilter, it feels like, in many ways. There's a lot of information coming in, and this kind of represents that kind of energy. It's kind of like a walking contradiction. Like you look at the people that are involved in this energy, whose names are coming up, and there's so much AI out there. It's really sad how challenging it is now these days to be able to tell what is true information and what isn't. It's very important to use your intuition right now, not be impulsive at this time, and not make judgments with only partial information. It's very easy right now to have the information being scrambled, and I feel like that's what this card is about, and that's why it's coming up so much. It's like a walking contradiction. This person is like looking over his shoulder. He's planted 2 swords here, but he's sneaking off with these 5. He is on his tiptoes, and it's broad daylight, so he's being sneaky, but he's like in broad daylight. You can't help but miss him. He's wearing a bright red hat and bright red shoes to boot, right? And you're wondering, like, what is he doing? And this is like, he's not a thief in the night, he's a thief in broad daylight. And so this is implying like white collar crime. Like this is people that, you know, do their crime. The swords represent your mind, your mental intelligence, using the words, either written or verbal, to, you know, scramble the information, as I said. And so this walking contradiction, he's moving forward. He's not looking where he's going. He's looking over his shoulder. And look how he's holding the swords. Like, who holds swords like that? I mean, if he trips, like, he could, like, this is so dangerous. And so this is saying that this is someone that's behaving out of, a very impulsive energy. And sometimes this can represent energy of someone who's trying to find a outside the box solution, but it's kind of the energy of of someone who really is taking risks that are unnecessary and that could endanger not just himself but other people here. This energy is saying, like, if you do any business with this person, make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's, especially right now with this retrograde energy in Mercury and communication being off. This is not someone that is on the up and up. And the energy also can represent, because there's 7 swords here, this energy can represent, this energy of the 7-year itch. And the 7-year itch is when people, it's sort of a phenomena that a lot of people who are in marriages or in committed relationships, statistically, that's between the 7th and 8th year is when people have a tendency to decide to break up. And so it's kind of like for like no good reason other than the 7-year itch, basically. And this can also be in matters of business, like starting a business and having a partner and then all of a sudden leaving it, leaving the other person with all the burdens. That's the kind of energy this is. Purchasing a house is another one that comes up with this 7-year itch. Purchasing a house and then 7 years later just deciding, I don't want to live here, and just, taking off and leaving maybe your partner to have to deal with selling it and all of that kind of energy. And then we have here the Knight of Cups coming in. And so the Knight of Cups is information coming in. So this is communication from the King of Cups. He's making his decision. I don't know if some sort of energy here had happened, and then now like some information came in regarding his love interest, which is, I'm not 100% certain that this is this is more representing a symbol of someone that he loves and wants to get married to, and at the same time it's also a symbol of his maternal line for some reason. I just keep getting that energy. And when he finds out that there was some information, some burdens that he's been carrying, his world changes when he finds out what this person was up to and how it affected the situation with his soulmate. That's when he makes the decision. Okay, I'm going to offer my cup of love now that this information has come in. So the Knight of Cups is talking, it can also represent an apology as well as a proposal. And generally, if the Knight of Cups is making a proposal, it means that, and I feel this is the King of Cups, wants to propose to his soulmate now. Something about this energy here, he's put down the burden from this energy. This could have been a bunch of misinformation that he believed, and now he's found out. The Knight of Cups has brought in this information that whatever was said maybe about his soulmate was not true, some sort of information about that. And so, or maybe he was told that his soulmate is already with someone else and that not available, and then found out, no, that wasn't correct information, and now would be a good time to offer this cup of love. So that's the kind of energy. So the Knight of Cups is, dressed to the nines, and he's making a sincere offer. Sometimes it can come with an apology, maybe for what happened in the past here, for why he didn't show up sooner. That's the kind of information or the feeling I'm getting here. And so this energy is, these days, like in the old days, the only way that they had to communicate was to travel, far and wide and then deliver the message in person. This could be in person, but it also could be a message that's coming in through an email, a phone call, It could be a text message, something to do with, you know, social media, sending a message out. This could be like the first step towards inviting this person into their life, basically. And so this could be something that happened in the news that they saw, whatever. There's so many ways of communicating with information right now. It could be, you know, any one of those ways of communicating. And so he's and the Wheel of Fortune is turning now. So the Wheel of Fortune represents that luck is changing. So it's moving forward. It's saying like, and it's sitting right here on the soulmate energy. So this Wheel of Fortune is actually 3 wheels that are synchronized with each other, and they come in together, click, 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 and all of a sudden the energy is very synchronistic, and it's time. So maybe in the past, what this is saying, it wasn't time back then, but it's time now, that kind of energy. And that this time it's going like this is when it was meant to happen. And whatever was going on in this energy, for some reason I feel like his mother or his grandmother, someone was involved in this energy somehow. I don't know how, but that's just the energy. I keep picking up that this is representing that he wants to offer this cup of love to his soulmate, but there was something that happened with his mother or his grandmother, maybe both, that kind of energy to stop him from moving forward. And it could have been this sneaky misinformation, carrying burdens that didn't belong, something like that. Because this is when the world changes. And then notice, as soon as this energy is over, then we have the moving forward now to, and I'm building a pyramid here. So this bottom line is the tools that you have to move forward right now, and kind of the story of, okay, up to now, this is kind of what's been going on. Judgment has been called over some sort of situation that prevented these two from coming together in the past. That's the energy I'm picking up. And so this energy, the 3 wheels coming together, it's saying, okay, now is the perfect time. Like it's the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor for this to work out. The timing is perfect. On the Wheel of Fortune here, on one of these wheels, you can see there's the Hebrew letters for the name of God. And so this is talking about, this is God's plan, and it's God's timing, which is, we can't understand what that timing is. Only God has the big picture to be able to say, okay, now's the time, because it's his plan, basically. So the Hebrew letters of God actually represent the name of God being a tetragrammaton. And this energy is like a mathematical equation. When the letters of God are put in order with each other, and the ratio is when different letters are put together, it adds up to the very similar ratio of the phi ratio. And the phi ratio is how nature is 1.618. It's how nature has the proportions of what is being brought out in the universe. So, for instance, like the proportions of a human's face are in this golden. It's called the golden ratio, and you know, a tornado and a hurricane have the same. It's like nesting ratios of numbers in that come together to put the proportions together in a certain order. It's also like in the human body, like the length of the arm, you know, from the upper body, from the elbow to the wrist, and then, you know, from the hand to the fingers, and like that kind of, it's that ratio is followed throughout nature. It's followed in humans, it's followed in animals. We can see it in flowers, we can see it in trees, just by the way the branches, they follow the phi ratio. There's also seashells and you know, starfish, and you can see it everywhere in nature. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, basically. So this is talking about the perfect order of the universe, and that God is a very orderly God, and putting things back in order, and that's what's happening right now. So the energy is coming together, and here we have the 3 of Pentacles. So the 3 of Pentacles energy is talking about, I feel like this energy coming in, and there's some sort of energy here where the King of Cups, and I feel that's the energy right now, the collective here, is in an elevated position, has a special quality or something that he's supposed to bring to the planet at this time. And this energy is talking, he's at the top of his game, and people are really noticing. This person is really at the top of whatever it is that his special skill is to be able to do. And so these people are wanting to collaborate with him. Quite a few people, maybe in the past, it has been challenging for him to be able to collaborate with others because maybe his idea was far outside of the box of thinking. And this quite often happens when people have like a unique skill set. Quite often this can be like people who are in the entertainment industry, you know, really, really good actors and actresses that are like, you know, being scouted for different movies or whatever and being in the lead role, or artists, or, you know, that kind of energy. It could be someone that's in the sports arena, you know, someone that people are wanting to have on their team, it would be in a pro league kind of energy. Someone who has just received their degree and maybe were valedictorian and they're at the top of their class and they're considered like the best in the world kind of energy at whatever it is. This could be an innovator, a researcher, you know, the kind of energy, the king has a special skill that a lot of people want to now are really wanting to collaborate with him, because it's time. He's being honored for this. And maybe in the past there has been some judgment around that, but now people are like, he's highly desirable. What's important to recognize, if you're in this energy, it means that you are the one who is in alignment with this energy, and this is your time to shine. And regardless of who you choose, you're going to be successful. You have to be careful to make sure that who you choose, especially at this time during Mercury retrograde, that they are in alignment with you. You don't need to try and fit into anyone else's category. If the right person, the right people for you to collaborate with will be the ones that are in alignment with your goals. So you're making sure you don't sign any contracts or, you know, make any agreements with people who then try to make you do it their way instead of your own way. That's the energy here. Sometimes this card can represent secret societies, and secret societies have, you know, their goal is for the group energy, not for an individual. And so when you sign up with them, then you are under their conditions and their rules. And many a person has found this out the hard way. So it's really important right now that you stick to God's plan, and you are in alignment with everyone that you take into your life right now, basically. And this is the King of Pentacles showing up. So the King of Pentacles is saying, the King of Pentacles is someone that is really admired for their business acumen and in a position of, they're at the top of their game. And this can represent someone like, of course, the Pentacle, it represents health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D world. But you could have all the money in the world and not be living the lifestyle that you want to live. So this is saying, make sure you're in alignment so that you, the Virgo moon right now, this full moon, wants us to get in alignment with what will benefit ourselves the most to be able to carry out what we're doing. And so sometimes maybe someone's offering more money, but it's like living in a real cold part of the world where you don't want to live and you would rather be in the sun, or vice versa. Or, you know, like there's certain conditions that you would have to work these hours, and maybe you're a night person and you like to stay up all night and work, that kind of energy. So this is really about really being true to yourself right now. You're in the position where you can run the show, so run it. That's what this is saying. This is more about lifestyle than it is about the coin. The coin's important, but not as important as the lifestyle. And this energy, quite often, because the pentacles represent the element of earth, this can represent someone about, like a broker of some sort, like it can have to do with real estate or land. And this energy of purchasing a property or a property being involved is coming up. Something to do with that. This energy can represent a financial advisor, the head financial advisor of a corporation. Whoever the King of Pentacles is highly respected for being someone who understands money, how it works. This can be banking, someone high up, like a financial minister, something like that, like big deals. Like this is a lot of money. We're talking about generational wealth with the legacy that you can pass down to your descendants, basically. And then, so this could be, sometimes when we have a king on top of a king like this, it can represent a king that is moving into the energy of an emperor. The emperor has all four of the kings rolled into one person. And this could be one person saying that he's very steady when it comes to matters of love. He has mastered his emotions and he's ready to make a strong commitment right now. And this energy can talk about having the coin and having the backing of people and the respect of people to move forward as well in his career, basically. We have some energy here with the devil, though. And this is the energy I was picking up here. If this energy, if the King of Cups doesn't stay on his destined path with God, things are not going to go well. This is the energy that he needs to be in. So this is the energy is talking, like the devil is sitting right on this. I feel that this isn't the king's energy so much as it's someone that wants to collaborate with him, that is sees how special it is. Like this King of Pentacles has a lot of grapes on his robe. And the reason he has grapes on his robe is because grapes are considered a luxury and they're something that's very hard to grow. And so he has the backing because he has been able to accomplish this, but he doesn't necessarily have the best interests of the King of Cups in mind. Let's see what this is about. This energy is talking about, two lovers that are yoked to each other and on some level. And they are also chained to Saturn's box. And this represents the basic animal instincts. The devil is hunched over these people. And quite often this represents, the energy that people talk about when that person sold their soul to the devil kind of energy. So when this card comes up, you're not going to get the truth from the devil. The devil doesn't do his own dirty work. The devil sends in a minion to be able to carry it out for him, basically. And so we're going to just cover this card and see, like, what is this about? Who's the minion? Or does God come in and stop it? We have the star coming in. So this is saying that the King of Cups energy is the star energy. This is his destined path, is to be on this path with God's energy and with this soulmate. And not with if there's someone that is a lover that is in this position, because this can be a woman as well as a man. So all of the energy in the tarot is an archetype. So the characters are archetypes, and so this could be female in her masculine energy as well as a male in their masculine energy. So this could be someone that they want to is collaborating and wanting to be with the King of Cups energy, but they're not in alignment with the same purpose like God's plan. It's some other energy. This is coming in and saying that the king is in this energy, which is why the destiny is happening and why it's supposed to. And maybe this energy actually has something to do with this energy. Interesting. So it's kind of confusing, but I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is turning so that the King of Cups stays on his North Star path. And there's a temptation to take this offer because it's a really good offer, but it's maybe not the best offer, because look at who's in control of it, right? Yeah, and it could end in real bad sabotage here. That's the energy coming in. So what this is saying is this energy could be past, present, or future, but the direction that we're headed in is this direction of, this energy could be talking about, okay, I'm starting to understand this better. Again, okay, the king is supposed to be on this destined path with his soulmate. But something happened, there was an illusion or something, and it changed the outcome. That's what's happening. So this offer of love that was coming in from the divine, he messed it up somehow, or they messed it up, and they didn't connect like they were supposed to. That's the energy. And it may have had something to do with his mother for some reason, or his grandmother, that kind of energy. And maybe his soulmate's mother and grandmother as well, like down there, both of their maternal lines. This caused a lot of burdens and a lot of energy underneath the surface that neither one of these two understood. When the soulmates are destined to come together, quite often they experience the same sort of energy and they play it out in their lives, but they're not together and they don't maybe even necessarily know each other. That's the energy that's coming in. So I feel this is the Knight of Cups. This is talking about the past now, where this energy, he had offered the cup of love to someone else, and it was a really good offer. It looked like it was a really good offer, but it was with someone that, it was more about money than it was about his destined path. And now all the sabotage is coming out. And maybe at the same time, the same thing happened to the person he was supposed to offer the cup of love to, and they're going through the same thing. So this is being, this energy is talking about being sabotaged at a very significant level. I mean, this person is laying on the ground, and look at, it's on both of them here. I feel this energy was responsible for both of them being sabotaged out of this energy that they were supposed to be on. That's why there's an apology that's necessary here. Interesting energy. So this is talking about a collaborated effort. This can represent over a decade of energy or more. It can represent 10 times it happening. It can represent 10 different people or even 10 different groups of people, depending on the amount of the energy here. The person is left laying there, though, left for unalive. And sometimes this energy, with this secret society energy, you can look it up. When there's a dirty mason energy out there, this can represent the what they call the slow dagger. You can look it up online what that's about. It's a lot of different tactics used to bring someone to this position where they are down and out and they don't feel like they can get back up again. This is sabotage, like that was premeditated, planned, executed by more than one person over a long period of time. And it does also represent that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it can represent this eclipse energy that we're in right now, again, like talking about this needs to be cleaned up to be able to move forward, to be on God's destined path, not on other people's destined path. And this person has their hand in the form of a blessing. And this is the same, the blessing of how the hand is in the Hierophant's right hand. So a blessing in disguise, basically. This cycle has ended now. That's what and the Wheel of Fortune is turning. I feel that this whole energy is past energy, and now the Wheel of Fortune is turning because of the eclipse energy. This is the right time of the year. If you look it up, you can look at, I've done a lot of readings for individual signs regarding this eclipse energy. You can look it up on my playlist. I have a reading for everybody, for each sign. There's some significant energy that has happened when the astrological influences were very similar, identical to the energy now. Like major events in the world happening that are in effect right now with the war with Iran and all of that energy. But it's too much to talk about here. It would make this reading really, really long. It already is going to be long, I can tell. So this is the energy of leadership now. Like getting out of this position. I feel this has happened to both soulmates. This was a calculated energy to stop them from getting together and using whatever this is for God's plan and using it instead for this energy, taking it out of alignment. But this energy here is being victorious despite everything that's happened. Against all odds, basically, is what I'm getting. Like a miracle that these people are still standing after all the sabotage that's been done. And this is talking about being in a strong leadership role now. This is a card of victory. It's saying the people that maybe were against you at one time, when you put those burdens down, this energy had to, they had to give up because your energy was no longer supporting. And perhaps this destiny, this energy of the destiny, you know, it's right on this energy of the eclipse energy that we have right now. Interesting energy. It's really wild if you look it up. Check that out. Like significant events happening on the planet that have a lot to do with the energy that we're in now. And this is talking about both of them coming out of this victorious against all odds, basically, and being recognized as leaders because they were able to rein in their emotions and stay strong throughout this. Really wild energy. This is a different reading. We have the energy of the Three of Wands coming in. This is talking about someone deciding, okay, it's time to move out of the relationships that I'm in, basically. This can represent someone who is standing on one horizon and looking across the water at another. And this is water. It looks like sand, but it's actually because the sun is shining on this. So this is a movement that God is encouraging. And there's ships sailing on the water. It's time to jump on, get on that ship and sail away onto like stronger energy, basically. And sometimes this can represent walking through this portal of being a couple and now being single. So that both of these people are in a position now where they're single so that they can meet up and be free to do so. Wild energy, a reality check, yeah. So the reality check is on these burdens so that this energy can come in. It's really, the reality check, the tower energy is, you know, when things have been out of order for a while and you haven't like you're trying to get it in order but you can't get it in order and you don't know what the problem is. As soon as you put down the burdens of other people then that don't belong to you, then it starts changing the energy, and that's what's happening here. So the tower represents like the universe saying, hey, you might want to take a look at that and trying to get your attention, but you know you don't notice. And then the universe says, hey, here's, you know, takes the frying pan out and whacks you over the head, and you're like, ouch, that hurt. And the universe is saying, do something about it. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it right away. But you don't. Then the 2x4 comes out and you still don't. And now the lightning has to hit the tower. And look there's two people falling out of this tower and it's shaking up the whole foundation. So everything is going to have to be rebuilt, you know, in this energy. And it's, one of the people is totally shocked and the other one's like, oh, I was worried that this energy here was going to cut. They could see signs that the illusion here was falling apart. And so the reality check hits, and then everybody has to, nobody can ignore it anymore. It's significant, you know, you can't miss it. That's when the Ten of Pentacles energy comes in. This is talking about being on the proper lifestyle then, the shake-up. And that shake-up is right on this energy. When this happens, and the shake-up happens, then this energy, the burdens from this energy are put down, and now the king and the soulmate are both, in some weird way, they both have this happen around the same time. And that now this is talking, okay, the money is going to come in as soon as they get together. The money will come in. They'll have the lifestyle they want that supports this Virgo moon energy, this eclipse energy, to move forward in a significant way. Being with each other and being able to enjoy a lifestyle that supports their mission for God's plan, not for the devil's plan. Wow. It's like confiscated energy being returned. It's really like intense energy. And it's kind of like the chances of this actually being an energy that was going to happen is like a total miracle, literally. That these people survived this, and that if they end up, I don't know how they end up together. This is talking about being breadcrumbed without even realizing how breadcrumbed they have been throughout this time until they get together. And so this is talking about the give and take in life, how much you invest in others, how much they invest back. Is it a fair exchange? This is talking about not even realizing that of what you were supposed to be receiving to be able to move forward with God's plan, because this energy was involved in both the soulmates' lives. And now, boom, it's like the chances of being hit by lightning are about the same as being winning the lottery. It's that kind of energy. So it's like actually some sort of information coming in about Pentacles that's like a total miracle. Like it's like, what? All of a sudden now, instead of being breadcrumbed, this energy is coming in. And this is because now, if this money would have come in when you were still in this energy, it would have been taken for the wrong reasons. Now you have the discernment to be able to, like, this person's receiving money from this individual because they can tell that they really need it, or it would be of value to them. Whereas this person already has something in their pocket. They're a grifter. And the scales of justice are above this person's head, so they're not receiving. Because this person has learned the discernment. So maybe both couples, both part of this soulmate energy had to learn this before God could possibly send this cup of love to, this energy. Okay, it's time. Now it's time. God's probably going, good Lord. Finally, they figured it out. So there's some information coming in like, oh no, this pentacle energy is... this tower has hit, and the tower has really hit this energy really hard, but it's put this energy into, wow. And so there's, this is, the Knight of Swords is coming in with this information, and this is almost like someone who's like running away from this energy and running towards this energy with information, like, oh my God, you won't believe what happened, that kind of, and really, literally, oh my God, or oh my tetragrammaton. That's the kind of energy that we're in. Order is being restored. All the chaos that was outside is now coming in. We're in, things are being put back into order. And this is talking about some information coming in about, you can't believe what happened. This is like almost like totally, there's no way that this could happen. This person is in a panic trying to reach this energy to say, you can't believe this. Like the chances of this happening were 1 in a bazillion kind of energy, that kind of energy. We're in big trouble here. We have to fix this. We have to do something. He's running against the wind through barren land, and he only has half the information, but he's like, he doesn't even have the point of the information. So, but he's coming in to warn these people, hey, we got to get our shit together, right? Like right now, we got to do something. These people have reconciled. That's the energy. Wow, look at that. This is a card of reconciliation. And remember when I said the Knight of Cups comes in with this cup of love, but he is offering an apology as well as a proposal. This card represents reconciliation. Now, if there's reconciliation, that would be, the first step towards reconciliation would imply that there needs to be some sort of forgiveness. And so the forgiveness energy is, you know, you could forgive someone and you don't even have to tell them. The forgiveness is, so when these people forgive themselves and they forgive their soulmate that they don't even know yet, probably, or if they've met along, like it's been a while since they've met. And it was in passing. It wasn't something, it could be from their childhood. This could be someone that you knew in high school and you haven't seen for 30 or 40 years. You know, it could be that a really long time. And, but you were meant to meet now, and somehow all of this works out because it's God's plan now. And so the reconciliation energy is talking about the illusions being removed from this, and I feel it's because of this energy coming in from this eclipse moon, which we're on the 6th of, this reading's coming out on the 6th, and the moon was at its peak on the 3rd. So we're in that energy right now. This is happening as we speak, in behind the scenes kind of energy. So reconciliation, this card of reconciliation is talking about someone from the past or events from the past catching up with people. And now that energy is coming in. This is a card of illusion in many ways, because it can talk about, like there's, at first glance you're looking at this and it looks like there's two children playing, and they're playing with these potted flowers and there's someone watching over them. But when you look again, you can see this is actually a gnome and a little woman, and she actually has, he's offering her this cup, and she's like, this is, and when you look at this little woman, she looks young from this side, but on this side, this is the face of a hag, and the hag is saying, no, put that cup down, don't you touch it, don't get your hands dirty, we don't want your cup. This is, don't accept that from him. And this younger version is saying, oh, okay, like she was going to say yes to be nice, but she didn't really want the flowers either. Like, what are they going to do with them? And are they his to give away, that kind of energy? And so this is, the flowers in this pot are white, and this represents innocence. White flowers represent innocence in tarot, but these flowers are not innocent because they're from the nightshade family, so they're very toxic if you ingest them. And so they're from the nightshade family, and this is Datra. And Datra can also be used by shamans who understand how to use it properly to create visions in their ceremonies to heal people. And, the person that's watching over the situation is actually someone who's walking away. So this whole card can be a lot of illusions coming in, especially with Mercury in retrograde. A lot of times, you have to be really careful of this energy, because all of this energy could be like a big illusion, and so it's really important to use your intuition at this time. So the High Priestess is here showing use your intuition. You notice she has the crescent moon here. This is talking about, hey, she follows the cycles of the moon to use her intuition. That's when it's at its highest. She's sitting in these two pillars. This one represents Jesus and this one represents the devil. And this is her being comfortable in between, because she's sitting on the right side of, at the right hand of God on the throne. This is about heart's desires coming in and having the ability to communicate that. This is saying make sure you use your intuition at this time, so that you don't end up like quit thinking. Don't think about it so much. This is an energy of someone who feels duty bound, and they feel like they're logically trying to find what's the logical reason for all of this happening. Because of course, when the tower hits, it's never at a convenient time. It's always at the worst time possible. Totally unexpected, out of the blue. And on top of it, we have this eclipse energy, and we have this Mercury in retrograde energy. It's a lot. It's a lot. But this is saying this person is now like, they've got their right foot moving forward. So this is saying that they're ready to take action here and get out of this duty-bound energy where they can't see clearly. This blindfold can represent someone who is now stopped thinking, and they're using their intuition now and feeling, ready to move forward with passion. So the Knight of Wands is talking about the Sagittarius energy, and this is also the energy, very, very close to the energy that came in on the 17th. At the same time, we had the new moon and the first eclipse. And this is on the first day. It was also the first day of the New Year, of the Chinese New Year, and we move from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy. Fiery and impulsive, like it's saying impulsive energy is not where you want to go. You don't want to be like this. Like, look at the difference. The Knight of Wands is very passionate, but he's reining his horse in and making sure that this is the right move and that it's not an emotional move. And he is, you know, this is the energy of liking to explore the mysteries and wanting to move into the new. This is a passionate new beginning brought in by the fiery horse energy on top of everything else. Yikes. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles energy coming in. And this is saying that now this is who I feel his soulmate is someone that somehow has this access to this legacy of wealth here. And this is talking like she is reliable. She's known to be able to be someone who can really make something out of nothing and be very resourceful, and has had to be resourceful up to this time because of all of this going on. This is talking about someone who prefers quality over quantity, that kind of energy. Someone reliable. And this is talking about wanting to offer this cup of love. And it's also talking like this energy of offering this cup of love, of putting out this offer. The page understands that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he's very focused on this energy right now and wants to offer this cup of love. And this is also talking about something fishy with one of his lovers, or maybe, you know, however long this has been going back. Someone from the past, and how this went off course. His star energy went off course kind of energy. Something fishy was going on. This is talking about, it's almost like this side is the fishy side and this side is the, okay, get your shift together. It's time for the wheel of fortune is turning. And then we have at the very top, look at that, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So this energy is moving in, and it's already coming in from the spiritual realm. We have, look, from the bottom to the top and back down again, we have the King of Cups, wanting to offer this love and waiting for the right moment. This is energy, I feel like, from past energy, where this energy was interfering in God's plan, basically. There's some sort of reconciliation with the past, and intuition is telling the King of Cups, okay, it's time to offer this cup of love. And this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So it's with this Queen of Pentacles energy. The Knight of Wands, it's a very passionate, okay, let's do this. And the lifestyle is perfect for moving forward, for both of them to be in the energy to carry out God's plan, which is sitting right in the middle here, right here. And then there was a major kaboom here. I'm kidding. I don't know if it hasn't happened yet. It's on its way. And this has allowed the soulmates to put their burdens down and be able to let go of any regret and move forward. And I don't know yet what this energy, but this is talking about that this is a very loving, unconditional love in energy between the two. And maybe on some level, maybe one or both of their maternal line was involved in some of this negative energy. There's a lot here in this reading. I'm going to clarify it for those of you who want clarification. It's going to be a bit of a long reading here. I was hoping it would be a little shorter than this, but it'll be what it'll be. So I'm using my cards from my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. And this is TAILS. I started it in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. And this is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. Right now, the cards that I'm using have the numbers of the cards as they're listed in on my website in the gallery, and that's talesfromthevector.com. The information will be in the box below. So the numbers of the cards will represent the paintings as they're listed in my on my website. So let's see, we have a major transition happening here. That's death and rebirth. this is an energetic upgrade. So this is the magician energy coming in. When the Fool starts their new journey, this is the very first card they come upon. This is talking about infinite potential, to the power of infinity and beyond. It's an energetic upgrade, being on your true star destined path, basically, that energy. There was a degradation of the energy. There was tactics that were used to stop this happening before, but I also am getting that it was not the right time. Perhaps you met this person in the past and it just wasn't the right time. That's the energy that's coming up. And so it degraded the energy. And this is also talking like there was a lot of people involved in this, that somehow, I don't know how that's possible, but somehow they knew but you didn't, kind of energy, or they knew and you knew but your soulmate didn't know. I'm not sure exactly. I can't grab that right now. So this is now talking about being more mature. The Libra energy is talking about being in a place, the Libra energy is actually, the scales of justice are represented. And this is when someone has learned, you know, they're more mature and they have learned what a commitment is, like, and if you make a real important commitment, what it actually is going to require. And perhaps both the king and his soulmate were kind of immature that way, and were just, you know, it took them a while to get to that point where they wanted to make a commitment, that kind of energy. And this is, Libra is ruled by Venus, which is about matters of love, basically. When the horoscope signs come into my readings, I'm not talking, oh, it was a Libra, you know, not like that energy. I'm talking about the energy of that horoscope sign and the state of being of that sign. What can we learn from it? We all have a little bit of every sign in us, and we can learn from the energy. And instead of learning things the hard way, we have the Tower energy coming in and saying, yes, that's when this cup of love can be offered. And when the truth comes in, that's when the right time is, when this Tower hits, or after this Tower hits. And this is talking about get out of the regret, because it wasn't time. It was, this is God's plan, and we can't understand the timing of God's plan. God has a big plan. There's a lot of people involved. This is talking about having the patience to stay on your path, even when you don't know, that kind of energy. This is the star energy of staying on your path, even when, you know, being devoted to it, and being in that purpose, regardless of what's going on around you. But there could be, like, the tactics were disruption. So what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. I feel like there was a lot of people that somehow were involved in this, and perhaps it was people from the soulmate that were doing it, or it was people from the, you know, and I keep getting, it could have been the King of Cups mother involved, or the soulmate's mother involved, or both, kind of energy. And then all of those people that they knew participating in this on some level. It's a lot of energy. It doesn't make any sense. And it's because of mother's worry. But I also feel that this is talking about the worry that's out there in the world right now, like with the war and with the files and with all the energy that's out there. It's a lot to take in at this time. And so this is the special time when this was supposed to happen, despite both soulmates, mothers, like whatever. And this could be an energy of they thought they were doing the right thing because they thought they were protecting. And this is coming up, degrading the energy. Like, this is talking about the ancestors cheering now because they realized they made a big mistake here by involving themselves in this energy. We have anger, yeah. So you may be angry when you find out what has really happened behind the scenes here. You might be very angry. And so, but remember, anger is a karmic space that we can fall into. And when we get really angry, we could stay angry for the rest of our life, and then we could pass that anger down to our ancestors. So there could have been something that happened between, like, this is really weird energy, but between the two mothers in the past, like, which is really You know, how do they know each other? You know, that kind of energy. But sometimes anger, like it's the gift that keeps on giving because it's passed down from one generation to another. And before you know it, you have people fighting with each other that don't even know what they're fighting about. But it's because their mothers had a disagreement one Sunday at church or something. Something really bizarre like that. Like, I don't know. It's a weird energy coming in. So this is about following your guiding star. Yes, this is like don't sell your soul to the devil. You want to stay in this energy here. And this can be reconciling this energy that's coming in from the family. Like that's what the reconciliation might not have anything to do with the soulmates. They may have never even met as of yet, you know. If they did, it was in passing. And then we have the energy of it changing, like the world energy. Again, this is the end of this cycle with everybody interfering in this. And really, what's funny is what I'm getting is they weren't interfering. They were interfering. They were making life, degrading the energy. But really, they didn't degrade the soulmates. They degraded themselves by participating in this energy. And it's just showing everybody that, you know, this energy is put to a halt because this is God's plan. And God is going, like, it's going to happen when it's destined to happen. So where is this Wheel of Fortune? It's right under here. Right here. Oh, yeah, right on the world. So this is saying when God's plan is meant to happen, it happens. You can try to do whatever you want, but you may... These people may have thought, like, they might be that shocked now that this happened because there's no way this could happen. They were this close. And what happened to cause the reality check was so out in left field that they're like, how could this possibly happen even? They can't believe it, is basically what's coming up. And it's like shattering for their energy. But they never were winning because they were going against God's plan. And they haven't figured out yet that the devil works for God because we have to have choice. And so we make choices. Somebody has to do the dirty work, and the devil, he likes doing the dirty work. So he's in charge of it. But the devil knows that he's not going to win over God. The devil will manipulate people to think so. And then this is the energy of Taurus energy. So the toddler, this is also Venus, matters of love, being really immature. Like this energy was just like, no one was ready for this. This energy is like, you know, I don't know how long ago this interference started happening, but really it was just a bunch of bullshit. This is my bullshit card. So sometimes when this card comes in, I know I call bullshit, and this is what's being exposed here. So the give and take not being as even, and that was shown here. And look at it sitting right on this card, where immature understanding of give and take. You ever see a toddler that you ask a toddler to share the eruption that can come, like they can have a major meltdown and throw a major temper tantrum, like a bull in a china shop, you know, and yet the next minute they're so loving. But don't ask them to share because they're not good at it yet. And so the Hierophant coming in. And so this is that blessing in disguise energy, that all of this happened to, the more that these people pushed, the more and shoved, tried to force their energy on this, the stronger that the soulmates became to being able to carry out God's plan when it's the time. So a lot of times when we experience all this sabotage, rejection is God's protection. It's so that we wouldn't do stupid things ourselves. We'd let other people do the stupid energy for us and then have to be affected by it. So the Hermit energy is talking about safe travels, because now you're on God's plan. And the Hermit goes after the dark night of the soul, which maybe happens after this, goes up to the mountain and isolates himself. And until the lantern is full of the light of the North Star, they come down from the mountain and then they take action. So this might be still, you know, not, it's not happening like right today kind of energy, but it's happening on the spiritual realm. And then we have the Pisces energy coming in. So Pisces energy right now is opposing this energy of, this Pisces energy is opposing the energy of this, of the Virgo full moon. So the Pisces energy is what's shining the light on all the illusions that were created from all of this energy. And you would have to go back and watch my videos for it's the new moon, full moon playlist. It will give you more information about what's going on here. This is about surrendering to God's plan. Bottom line, it's saying, you know, this is talking about the ancestors' energy trying to also get your attention. Like, hey, this is coming, get ready. And then look at this at the very top. We have the Fool on a foolhardy adventure now, as opposed to the foolish one that these people wanted you to be on. So basically, this is happening. I don't know how it's going to happen, or it's a weird like it's a lot of information. I'm just going to leave it at this. I mean, if this is meant to happen, it is already happening on the spiritual realm. So it's on its way, and I don't know what the timing of that would be. You would have to, you know, maybe pray and meditate and go inward and consult your higher source energy to be able to figure that out. So I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Like and comment if you have. I really appreciate it. It helps me build my channel. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel, and I'll be back tomorrow with another reading, and maybe it'll be a continuation of this and we'll have more information. Sorry, little kitty, to wake you up.